I'm Jeebesh Bagchi. I'm from Raqs Media Collective from Delhi. Thank you everyone for inviting me to speak. What I told Lawrence is that because when he initially talked about Peking duck, that there has been a continuous series of conversation about practice and something that we have been interested in over a period of time, and something that unfortunately in our intellectual landscape is very little value given to it, where actually you show a work and you just say what it is, and then people give some mostly cynical, skeptical shrugs or occasional wow, and basically the encounter is displaced. There is encounter with the arts, got displaced to a terrain that's very difficult to bring back to practice. Okay, this is a face. Okay, it's a beautiful face. We saw in 1993 in the University of London archive. We were researching very different thing on the anthropology and photography. And this is a face that we saw in the Galton archives, Galton papers. This is a composite of 80 women. What Galton was trying was that he was getting all the prostitutes one after another to find the average prostitute, average Jew, average criminal, average this, average that. We saw it, we were not probably ready to receive the image. We didn't make sense of it at all. You could have done a post-colonial little angsty reading of it, but it was not possible because this is East London, Jews, East London, working class kids. Post-coloniality wouldn't have allowed us that easy move. So we kept quiet on this image. But it was interesting that this image stayed with us, and that time, remember this is pre-digital in that sense. So we just had black and white snapshots of the archive. We didn't have the images. As a different planet, the beginning of which I will show you now. I will show you some beginnings.
The hunger of the gods knows no limits. Sometimes a story can be as famished as a hungry god. Entire continents can be foraged for a single feast or for the making of a story. A hungry god wanted an entire forest roasted alive to satisfy him. So he commanded the mightiest warrior of his time to stole the rain clouds with his weapons and then proceeded to burn the forest to a cinder. He wanted to fill his stomach by emptying a world.
By 2009, it shifted. When you registered, it shifted to the idea of the crowd, and this I will come back to it. But I will show you another reading of the crowd that happens.
Faces light up like coal in a brazier, ablaze, radiant, pensive, troubled, hungry, calm, assured, insane, inflamed. Piling eye upon eye, ear upon ear, wrinkle upon wrinkle, feature upon feature, smile upon grimace. Francis Galton, mathematician, statistician, polymath, and Victorian colossus, wants to see his picture of the world when he looks at a crowd of faces. His world is small, his laboratory crowded. His assistants are tired, their calipers are falling apart. They have never measured so many in so little time. When he files away thousands of faces or fingerprints into numbered and indexed folios, he isn't just creating a repository of physiognomies. He is collecting and classifying the content of souls, turning, he thinks, the keys to the mysteries of the locked cabinet of human character. But the ghost image of a composite of madmen from Bedlam has strangely gentle eyes.
I just want to show you one section. Now this is the remnant of the text that got left behind after 1.5 years. So this is the final result of the, so you will see the whole thing.
Book of the Arabian Nights. लगता है ये तस्वीर दिन के साफ उजाले या शायद भरी दोपहर में उतारी गई। पहली नजर में ये तस्वीर किसी बीते हुए कल के लिए नॉस्टैल्जिया का अक्स लगता है। हम देखते हैं एक आलीशान खंडहर, कुछ अनजान लोग और एक शानदार घोड़ा।
To be legible is to be an entry in a ledger with a name, place, origin, time, entry, exit, and perhaps a purpose. An insistence on legibility produces its own shadow. Between the barefaced lie and the naked truth lies the zone of illegibility.
This cinema hall had closed in 2002, and when we were working and researching, we went to a group of very old people who would go meet each other for lunches. So we had one beam of light that would move in the which emits from a lighthouse, which moves like that as a sign, like this. This was the photographs that was sent. So it would be like this. So the light would move like this. So, and we had blue LED, so when the light would go on that side, you have this, it looks like a kind of bluish landscape. There's a beautiful section on death of Rosa in this, her body. You can see that in. This one becomes the starting and the end point, of the image. So this starts the image, this ends the image. But this is also the 100th year of this image. This was taken in 1912. Waterhouse took it in the Dufin section of Survey of India. So this is the 100th year of this image. So in this, it was very clear. This took us a long time to figure out. Once we figured it out, it was great doing it, because we just needed to displace the reading of this image and displace it to a terrain that will not allow you to come back to the image as the great survey of India. Yeah.
So, thank you.